Welcome to the Ties podcast. Let us start by briefly touching on what professional success is. It is one matter to become qualified for your profession, and a distinct and separate matter to be professionally successful. As an example, becoming qualified refers to earning the qualifications and license to practice medicine as a medical doctor in your geographical jurisdiction. Becoming professionally successful as a medical doctor refers to having a successful practice either on your own or within a clinic or hospital. We will not delve deeper into this as the characteristics of success vary from profession to profession. You are best positioned to make the judgment in your own profession. This podcast discusses the pitfalls we come across after we become successful in our profession. When we are professionally successful, we spend about 8 to 12 hours every weekday surrounded by colleagues, customers, suppliers, and business partners. We also develop personal friendships with some of these folks over time. These are folks that see us as successful. When we spend this much of time surrounded by folks who see us as successful, we start to see ourselves as successful. There is nothing inherently wrong with this, as this is the foundation for growing confidence, further personal development, and more risk taking. There is, however, an aspect that we need to be cautious about. We need to understand this success we are experiencing. We need to be clear about the areas we are successful in and what are the areas of our lives that this success does not extend into. There is a tendency to be blinded by our professional success. This is especially so when this success comes swiftly. For example, when we receive two promotions in 2 consecutive years. The point here to note is this: because we are successful in the workplace, it does not automatically imply that we are sufficiently competent and equipped to manage other areas of our lives, like finance and relationships. Be wary of a syndrome suffered by those perceived to be successful. Loved ones surrounding someone that is perceived to be successful will shy away from advising and counseling them when they observe an error of judgment. Their thought process will go something like this: she is successful. I guess she knows what she is doing. Or he is professionally successful. Who am I to correct him? The message here is twofold. The first is we must recognize the areas of our lives that do not overlap with the areas we are professionally successful in. It is easy to fool ourselves into believing that if we can do a specific task well, therefore we can do this other task well as well. It is necessary to understand any implied assumptions we are making and to be honest with ourselves. The second point is this: once we have identified the areas of our lives that we are not competent in, we must have the humility to start learning from the fundamentals in this specific area. This will involve investments in time and effort, although you will be busy with your professional life. This humility and the efforts invested will go a long way in developing your competencies in the areas of your life outside the workplace. Humility is an important aspect of managing our personal finances. We will be returning to this in many more future podcasts. The takeaway from this podcast is this: we need to be competent in many areas of our lives outside our professional work. The reason we need to be competent in these other areas is that poor decisions and errors in judgment in these areas, for example, marrying the wrong person or buying a property that you regret, can have huge implications on our personal finances. This consequently will negate the quality of life that our professional earnings should be able to provide us with. That's all for this podcast. Speak to you in the next. Remember, this is not financial advice. I am providing financial knowledge to develop your perspectives on the many dimensions of personal finance that have to be simultaneously managed in our lives. Please seek professional financial advice before making any investments.